This is the introduction to PowerPoint. Before getting into our course, we have to learn a bit about what PowerPoint is. So let's check out the overview. PowerPoint is a presentation software developed by Microsoft that allows user to create slideshows composed of text, images, videos, and other multimedia. It's commonly used for creating and delivering presentations in various settings, such as business meetings, educational lectures, and even conferences. So, what are the key features of PowerPoint? Slides. The basic unique of PowerPoint presentation is the slide. Each slide can contain various types of contents, text and formatting. You can add and format text on slides to convey information. Images and graphics. PowerPoint allows you to use charts, graphs, and other visual aids to enhance your presentation. Animation and transitions. You can add animations to elements within slides and transitions between slides to make the presentation more engaging. Templates. PowerPoint offers various pre-designed templates that provide a consistent design theme across your slides. Multimedia. You can embed videos, audio, and other multimedia content to make your presentations more dynamic. Presenter tools. PowerPoint includes features like speaker notes, slide timers, and presenter view to assist in delivering your presentation effectively. Uses of PowerPoint. Education. Teachers and students use PowerPoint to create and share lectures and projects. Business. Companies use PowerPoint for presenting business plans, reports, and even pitches. Personal use. Individuals might use PowerPoint to create presentations for special events such as weddings or even parties. So, in conclusion, PowerPoint is very important in our daily lives, such as for education, business, or even if it is personal use. And this is also one of the mostly used presentation software in the world right now. Now, obviously, there are new type of softwares which are being presented day by day, but still PowerPoint remains in its position. So, without any further ado, let's open up PowerPoint on our device and show you how you can get started with PowerPoint. So, when you open up PowerPoint, you will basically see an interface like this. Now, there are a couple of things you have to know before starting off PowerPoint. When you are working on PowerPoint or any Microsoft Office suite, make sure that you are using the latest and also the genuine version of PowerPoint. Because if you do not have those, it's not going to have the best functionality which you will be able to get. Now, another thing is that in this class or in this course, I am using Microsoft Office Suite 365, which is also a very latest version. Now, I would suggest you make sure to use any versions which are not below 19 or even 16, because if you go lower than them, it's not going to have the same features, neither all the functionalities which I'm going to try to show you in this course. Now, before getting into any one of these menus, you can see we have a couple of these menus over here: home, insert file, draw, design, transactions, animations. We're going to go through them step by step in this whole course. First off, we're going to start off from the left side, which is going to be the file menu. But first thing you have to know over here is this is basically called a slide. Now, I'm going to show you description about it later on, but let's move on with our class. You can also add notes to any one of your slides so that you can keep it up over there, and it is a good reminder, and you can also share it up to someone whom you are sending the file to. Now, navigation in PowerPoint is very simple. You can use your scroll key to just navigate. You can also zoom in and up, like zoom in and zoom out just by pressing on Control on your keyboard and using your scroll key. You can also hold on to Alt to actually navigate, and you can also check out the key assigned to any one of these tools just by pressing on Alt. Okay, so zoom in and out just like that. And obviously you have these sliders to use. Another thing is about selection of text or applying text. Click on this over here and you'll be able to type in your text. Hit on enter and it goes down, creating a new line. And you can use your arrow keys to go up and down, left and right, and down and up again. Okay, so this is basically how you'll be able to navigate. You'll be able to use the home key to go to the home, and you can also pressing on delete or backspace on your keyboard. Okay, so these are the things which you have to know. And selection of text is also very important, or even a specific box. So if you want to select your text, just hover it or hover your cursor over the text, pressing on your left mouse key, and it will be selected. And you can also select it up to whichever part you want, and you can also remove it anytime you want to. Okay, and you can also use your keyboard, such as holding your shift key. And if you just see the text is on the left side, so I'm going to press my left arrow key and I'll be able to select my text. And I can also go right, I can also go down and up at the same time. So this is basically how you select your text before editing them. Now let's go off to the left side, which is basically the file panel or the file menu. You can see you will be able to turn on autosave, select your drive, press on OK, and you'll be able to save up your file, and you don't need to save up your file whatever you do over and over again. Well, I would suggest you turn this on whenever you're working with PowerPoint. It's going to save up a lot more time, which is going to save up those time instead of saving them individually every time you're going out of like PowerPoint presentation. It's going to get it's going to need internet connection first while setting it up. And now you can see autosave has been turned on. Then you can see we have undo and redo. The shortcut for undo and redo is Control Z for undo and Control Y for redo. And we also have this redo button over here, and you can also clear typing in whichever one you want. So this is also on the newest version of Microsoft Office Suite. If you are on an older version, you'll basically not find this over here. So you can also select up which part you want to go back to. So it's going to basically undo those processes, and you can also redo them anytime you want to. Okay. And then we also have this presentation button over here, which basically moves on to the presentation slide or the presentation mode. And over here, we basically have the custom toolbar option over here, which is basically going to help you to get access to a lot more tools. And it's also going to save up a lot more time. And you can see the name of the project over here, or the name of the presentation. You can also change up the name. Let's say this is going to be the intro. So I'm going to save up the name or save up this presentation file as intro. Okay, now let's go off to the file menu, and this is where all you need to know before starting our first class. So home is the section from where you'll be able to select up templates or even open up recently worked on files. So if you click on blank presentation, it's going to create a blank presentation, but these are basically templates. So if you want to open up any of them, you can just click on create, and it's going to create that template for you. And you can obviously close them off. You can also create a blank presentation. It's going to create a blank presentation for you. And obviously we have more themes which you'll be able to select, but let's go on through them step by step. At the bottom, we have this recent section, which basically helps you to navigate through the recently worked on files, which you'll be able to open up anytime. And you can also open up more presentations just by going on more. But let's go through them step by step. Then we have this pinned section and shared with me section. When you go through the shared with me section, first off, you have to stay connected to the cloud drive of Microsoft Office Suite, which is OneDrive. So I'm going to go through that too. But first off, let's go off to pinned. If you want to pin anything or bookmark any of the presentation, just click on this pin button and it will be pinned over here, which is basically going to help you to find that file out a lot more easier. If you want to unpin it, just click on this button again and it will be unpinned. And you can also share it off directly from here. Okay. Now let's go off to new. But first off, you see this search bar over here, which is going to basically help you to search up any file you want to use. Then we have the new section. Basically, all of these are templates and these are also templates. You can get a preview of them just by opening it up and you can see more images of them. And obviously, this is just not it. Well, this is just, let's say, a default. Now you can see we have the search for templates online. So there are suggested searches. Maybe I want something business related, so I can select on this and it's going to show me all of the business related themes, which I'll be able to use to create my presentation. If I go back, I'll also be able to use different, categories such as presentations. So all of the presentation type of templates are now available. Not just this, you'll be able to search for your own category too. So maybe I want something comic based. So I'm going to search for comic and I'm going to search for it. And there we go. We have comic based templates. Maybe I want something green. So I can type in something green, hit on enter, and I'm going to have all of the green type of templates. Obviously, there's not like a lot, but you'll be able to download them whenever you want to. And you'll be able to use it directly in PowerPoint. Another thing is if you want to use any one of them, just click on them. It will give you a preview. You can just press on create. It will download that template and you'll be able to use that anytime you want to. And you can also save them up anytime you want. And another advantage is that whenever you have downloaded any one of the templates, which is already not downloaded, you'll be able to use them anytime without downloading further again in the future. I'm going to close this off. There we go. Now, the next thing which you need to know is about the open section. There are a lot of these sections. You can see we have presentations, which are basically worked on. So these are kind of like recently opened files. There we go. We have the folders, which you'll be able to use to find out the folder where your presentation file is. And you will also be able to search up for the file. Then we have is shared with me. So anything that is shared with you or you share to anyone, it's going to appear up to this section. But you just have to make sure that you have internet connection and you are connected to your Microsoft account and your cloud drive. Then we have is OneDrive, which is basically for your cloud drive. So anything which is saved on your cloud drive is going to be over here. Just like you can see, we have saved up the file on our cloud and it is saved over here. You will also be able to search up the file. You can go up to any directory and you can also create a new folder. Then we have is this PC. It is also kind of like the shared with me, but inside of your directory. But it is not like the whole directory of where you can find your files, but this is going to be on your documents. Then we have is add a place. This add a place basically helps you to create a place for you where you want to save up your file or where you want to open up any file from. Now there are two options, OneDrive Personal and OneDrive for Business. Well, both of them are not that different, but I would suggest you that if you want to be more organized, I prefer saving up my personal files in OneDrive, and for business, I use OneDrive for Business so I can easily find out the files which I want to use. So you just try using the file, whichever one you want, and then find out which is convenient for you. Now, if you click on Browse, it's going to open up a box for you from where you'll be able to use the whole PC and find out your file from any of the drive you want. So there we go. From here, you'll be able to find out any files from your device or any drive. Then we have is share. From here, you'll be able to share your file or your PowerPoint presentation anywhere you want to, and you'll be able to work simultaneously too in the new update. Get add-ins is basically kind of like extensions, but we're going to go through that step by step. It's going to open up this type of interface from where you'll be able to use this interface to actually install extensions or increase the functionality of your software, but we're going to go through them step by step later on in this course. Then we have is info about your file and your own account. You can protect your file, inspect presentation, check out the version, manage out the presentation, and so on. You can copy up the path and you can also open the file location. You can save a copy of your file anywhere you want to, just the same way. And you can also copy up as a link. Then we have is the print section, basically where you are going to move on after you are done with your presentation and before printing your presentation. You can also export your presentation in different formats such as PDF, XPS, as a video in different resolution, and also different narrations, and even seconds you want to spend on animated GIFs in different let's say formats, medium, large, extra large, background transparency, as a CD, as a handout, and you can also use different formats to save up your file as. And you can also close off the whole thing if you want to. If you go off the file over here, at the bottom we have account. You can check out your account, which one you are using. You can also give a feedback to Microsoft directly about your experience. And even if you have any issues with your presentation or your software, you can let them know and get a feedback of it. And if you go off the options, you'll be able to get the options of the whole interface, like general settings, proofing settings, save settings. Now, one thing what I would suggest you to do is enable the live preview. So it just basically helps you to check it out on real time. And if you have this off, you will not be able to get a preview of editing when you are working. So make sure to turn them on, and you can go off the accessibilities. Make sure to check them out on advanced, check these out and fix it out according to your need. Now, another thing which you need to know, like mainly, is about customizing ribbons. So these are basically called ribbons or menus. So you'll be able to customize them to anytime you want to. You'll be able to apply more. You can see quick access toolbars, add-ins, and even trust centers. So this is all you need to know about the introduction to Microsoft PowerPoint and how you can get started. In our next class, I'm going to show you how you're going to get started with applying slides, customizing them, editing your text, and so on step by step. So thank you again for watching this video and hope you understood about everything in this class. If you have any question or confusion, feel free to ask me anytime. I'm always there to help you out. Zooming in and out just by pressing this button. Okay, so let's move on to our first class of PowerPoint presentation.